Welcome to the Troll Patrol Live. I'm Justin Freakin. It's a brand new week. It's a freaking Monday, and you know how we always start this show. What worked? Kyle, we got all kinds of things on the docket for tonight, but first we're going to start off, as we always do, with my brand new segment, Reefer and a Rant. This is a new bowl. I just got this bad boy, but today's rant is about the segment of right-wingers that always like to say, we do not live in a democracy. If you believe we do not live in a democracy, you are an absolute dumb fuck. We are a constitutional republic. We elect representatives. How do we elect those representatives? By democratic vote. Therefore, we are a democracy. Why am I on this rant? Because idiot-ass right-wingers like to say stupid shit like that to me. Nowhere does it say anything about a democracy because we are not a democracy. During my teaching days, your teaching days, that's weird that you're a teacher, or were a teacher, because you couldn't even pass a fucking civics class, you dumb motherfucker. Dude told me to get some Tylenol because the truth hurts. Do you know what I told him? I do a show every night where I dare people to call in and tell me I'm stupid. And I told him, if he's got any balls, he'll call in and he needs to bring that Tylenol because I'm going to lay some truth on him. So with that, we will open up the phone lines, 917-830-4359. Call in, tell me I'm stupid. Argue with me about anything. I don't give a shit. We're keeping an eye out for the for what's going on in Louisville, Kentucky with the Breonna Taylor case. Hey, if you don't have balls, you can still call in. I do not discriminate one bit. Yes, a fun drinking game is to take a shot when I say right-wingers are morons. That is my catchphrase. As you can see, it is behind me on this flag. You can also get it in t-shirt form. You can get a t-shirt, one of my brand new Troll Patrol shirts, or you can get the Right-Wingers or Morons design from the freaking shop. The link is right down there below. Hey, Smokey! Coming soon, I'm going to have a Smokey 2020... Ah, shit! He yanked out my headphones. What an asshole cat. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Ryan, for coming up with the drinking game. I appreciate it. Let's see. What are we going to start off the show with this time? Last week, we actually, we called Fox 17 in Nashville. Now, they had been running a story about how they said that the mayor of Nashville had been falsely reporting coronavirus numbers. Oh, hold on, I got the wrong one here. So Fox News, the national organization, actually ran with that story on Friday. And both, it appears, have issued retractions because, as we covered on Friday, I had the emails and we read them live on the air. It was not true. Naked woman? I don't know what naked woman you're talking about, sir.
Shared with you last week. On Friday, we reported on allegations that the mayor of Nashville had hidden coronavirus numbers. That was according to our local Nashville Fox affiliate.
Fox 17, we gave them a call to speak to the news retracted
their story. And we now know the mayor's office did apparently not conceal those numbers.
No, they didn't, you motherfuckers.
And so this morning, on this Monday, we wanted to apologize for any confusion. All right, Brian, over to you.
All right, New York City.
I guess they watched the Troll Patrol and they found out that they got called out. I'm sure it wasn't the Troll Patrol that did it. However, they were 100% wrong, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to give them a call again tonight. And I already switched to where I don't have my number blocked, so maybe, just maybe, the news director will pick up this time. I did leave a message last time. He did not call back. I didn't have a voicemail, unfortunately. It would have been nice. I don't know what you're talking about. I got hacked. Or if you're talking about my wallpaper, that was Queen Herbie, and I've like sent you videos of her many times. Not pornographic videos. She's a musician. All right. But that was the wallpaper on my fucking desktop, if that's what you were talking about. All right, we're going to call the news director here. We gave him a call on 55573. I'm sorry, put your phone number out there. This is the news director of Fox 17 in Nashville. Does he not want to talk to me?
Brian Magruder is currently unavailable.
Brian Magruder!
Please leave a message after the tone.
I guess he's not in the office. Now, it was a good possibility that the news director could still be in the office at this time of night. I have a phone number for the general manager. The general manager. Let's call them. I am such a troll, 259. Now, it's not likely that the general manager is in at this time of night. 9-1. Okay, here we go. Do-do-do. Come on, Fox 17.
Noreen Parker is currently unavailable.
Damn you, Noreen.
Please leave a message after the tone. When you have finished, please hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Hey Noreen, my name is Justin Freakin. I do a live stream across many different platforms, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. You're actually live right now, or the phone call is whenever, the voicemail, whenever you're listening to it. I wanted to talk to you guys about the false story that you ran last week. I actually called your news director on Friday. I had the emails from the mayor's office, and I had them up on my show, and we actually dissected it and knew that you guys had ran a false story, and you guys had doubled down on it. It appears you issued a retraction on one of your 10 o'clock newscasts. I didn't see it. I didn't see anything on Twitter or on your website about issuing a retraction. I mean, that was a pretty slanderous story that you guys ran. So I'd like to know if you'd like to talk about it. I'm here to talk to you. 917-830-4359. I broadcast at 7 Central Time every night. I would love to talk to you and your journalistic standards. Please, give us a call back anytime. Have a great evening. I'm sorry, I tried. We're trying to get to the bottom of shit on this show. Now, if you want to call in, this entire time it's telling me that nobody is watching, however, people are fucking commenting, so I don't know what's going on. Smokey 2020. But if you'd like to call in, 917-830-4359. We're going to take your phone calls, comments. Tell me I'm stupid. But we got plenty of shit to talk about tonight. I guess let's start off with, let's first, as I said, we're going to be keeping an eye on the Breonna Taylor shit. So they've issued a state of emergency. At least the police department, the Louisville Metro Police Department, has issued a state of emergency They have canceled all of their vacation and time off for all of their officers this week. Now, when all this, apparently from accounts on Twitter, I couldn't get any verification. Oh, you thought you were watching Alex Jones. Now, I couldn't get any verification, but apparently downtown Louisville looks like a war zone. The only thing that I could find was this picture of the Hall of Justice. It's been boarded up. So now, conventional wisdom might tell you that this is the city preparing for the protests that are going to erupt when, you know, they announce that no charges are going to be filed. Apparently, the case is in front of a grand jury at this time. Now, the problem that I have with that about being in front of a grand jury is usually the DA. I think it's Commonwealth's attorney in Kentucky. Each state calls the prosecutor something different, but the prosecutor in the case, they're the ones that are presenting evidence to the grand jury, and if they don't want to return an indictment, nobody's going to return an indictment, because the way they're going to present the evidence is going to sway the grand jury. Now, most of the time they go in there like fucking attack dogs, and that's why grand juries return an indictment. It's well over 90% of the time. I can't remember what the exact number is, but it's well over 90% of the time. The rare cases are like cops. It's almost impossible to get an indictment from a cop. And that's because, and grand juries are closed doors. So we don't really know what's going on in there. There's no accountability. I assume that the prosecutors present, and they're in total control. They're in control of how they present the evidence to the grand jury, so it's no wonder they get the result that they want. Which is, you know, the common man gets indicted almost all the time, and a cop, it's almost impossible to get indicted. What's going on in Louisville is fucking crazy. And it's clear that department is corrupt as fuck. If you don't know what's going on in the story, there's a lot of misinformation swirling around. Apparently, the Louisville Metro Police Department lied when they were obtaining a warrant. They said that the postal inspector stated that there were suspicious packages coming in and out of that apartment. The postal inspector said, no, we never said that. The cops didn't have their body cameras on, and they lied in their arrest report. Their arrest report is just a couple of lines for this whole ordeal. And one of the lead cops on the raid was part of the accountability board, and he had a sexual assault claim against him. Like, all this shit is fucked up. I keep telling you people, if you knew what the cops do, if you knew how corrupt the cops are, you would be in the streets too. That's my only conclusion. If you're not in the streets against the fucking cops, then you just don't fucking know what's going on. They are corrupt as shit. Now, people always come back at me like, oh, well, what experience have you had with the cops? I bet you have an arrest record. Well, I might, but it's for some piddly fucking shit. But no, motherfuckers, I worked with the fucking cops. I reported the news for years. I saw what the cops did. The cops are crooked as fuck. I got preferential treatment from the cops because of who I was. I saw it firsthand. If you knew, you wouldn't fucking trust them. Just saying. Alright, I guess the next big story is Friday was wild, right? So right before I go on the air is when I found out about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Also, I watched the RBG documentary that night. I didn't care too much for it. It was more about her pop culture. It was more about the Twitter fucking shit than it was her actual legalese at her arguing in front of the court. They go into pretty good detail about her first case that she argued, a little of the second one, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, pop culture star Twitter. They're showing their clips of Kate McKinnon, and Kate McKinnon's great and everything, but I thought it was cool that RBG was amused by Kate McKinnon. Very funny. We got a phone call. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol, live. What's going on?
Hey, man, it's Kyle.
Hey, what's going on, Kyle?
Not much. You want to talk about some corrupt police procedures?
Well, man, I was just getting ready to get on to the Supreme Court. So, would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, okay.
I know that's up.
Sure,
I know that's up your alley. This is Kyle. This is our resident legal expert. Glad to talk to you, my friend. Are you still there? Did I lose you? Oh shit. We lost Cal. I'm sorry, brother. Call back. But now I was wrong. Here we go. I'm going to admit that I was wrong. Are you back with us now?
Sorry, man. Technical difficulties.
Oh, it's cool. I understand how it is. You must be on AT&T. No,
How's it going?
That's a John Oliver thing. So, are you there?
Yeah. So what are we talking about the Supreme Court?
All right. Well,
so
I was wrong on Friday. I thought they were going to put forward a pick by today. Apparently, Trump has come out just a few hours ago and said that he is going to announce his pick by the end of the week.
Which will consequently be the fastest nomination since like 1874.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, like 1874 was the only nomination that has been faster, and they've historically got longer, actually. I think Kavanaugh's confirmation was, 90 days, and then Gorsuch was like...
Oh, now you're talking the confirmation period total. I was talking about just them announcing a nominee.
Yeah, but this would still be the fastest announcement of a nominee since like 1874.
Well, they are definitely going to try to push somebody through as quickly as they can. Now, do you see them getting through before the election?
Last I heard was what's her name? Murkowski from Alaska, maybe is her name.
Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins have both said that they will not bring it to a vote. I assume they would not vote for cloture.
For Romney, I think Romney may jump ship.
Romney would be my pick for the number 3, and that puts him at 50.
Which is crooked as hell, anyways, because until 2017, the Senate was required to have 60 votes for a Supreme Court nomination.
Well, I mean, the Democrats did away with the filibuster for federal judicial picks before. I'm not so much against ending the filibuster.
Right.
I'm to the point. Okay, man. So I'm basically we need to go ahead and assume that they're going to get that seat, and I'm going to talk about it here in a little bit. It's probably going to be that Amy Coney Barrett. It's probably going to be.
Is she the one from Florida, or is she from Chicago?
I think she's from Florida. I've got all the info on her, but I hadn't really looked at it yet. That's the one that the evangelicals they love her. They absolutely love her. She's like anti-Roe v. Wade, all that stuff. She's like the quintessential. There you go. So that's who they're gonna want to pick. Now I may be wrong on this. The Republicans may want to just nominate her and let her hang out there. They don't even want the vote before the election.
See, that was one of the things that I thought was interesting, because it's like if the Republicans go ahead and nominate and confirm someone, then it takes away incentive, because they've already got their conservative pick, which has been like 40 years at least.
Okay, so Sarah Palin is not a lawyer, and she would not be a good pick, and only a complete and total moron would think that Sarah Palin would be a good pick for the Supreme Court. That was something one of our commenters said.
No, Sarah Palin can barely tie her own shoes.
Ain't that the truth? But so here's my thing, is we're just going to have to go ahead and accept the fact that they're going to get this Supreme Court pick, and that the Amy Coney Barrett is probably going to be a Supreme Court justice. So now the hope is that the Democrats, and I do not think that Joe Biden has the balls to do it, but the hope would be that the Democrats come into office and they pack the courts, because who gives a shit what Republicans think anymore?
Right, and there's no constitutional prohibition against doing it.
Yeah, go ahead and throw 3 more on there.
Right.
Because fuck Republicans have shown that they do not give a shit about their precedents that they set, as we're going to show with Lindsey Graham here in a second. That's why, like, for the audience, I don't even have to play Republicans saying what they said in 2016. Everybody already knows, right?
Oh yeah, Ron Johnson and Ted Cruz, all of them. Yeah.
Everybody already knows. Everybody already knows Republicans are hypocrites, and it does nothing. This other guy's like, this has to be a troll in my comment section talking about Candace Owens. Candace Owens would be a horrible Supreme Court pick. But now they would do that if they wanted to trigger the libs, but Trump is scared of losing. That's why they're going to go with that Comey woman. Barrett.
Right.
Barrett.
I would say that's probably accurate. That's one of the reasons they wouldn't throw Ted Cruz, because they'd be losing someone in the Senate.
Well, I didn't know Ted Cruz had a book about the Supreme Court that came out that day. So that was just like, that was Trump throwing him a bone, putting him on that list in order to get him into the press cycle for his fucking book.
Right.
I love the way Debreed Creed keeps the one guy suggested Sarah Palin, and the Breed Creed's like, well, she's a babe, but that's it. And then the guy suggested Candace Owens, and then Breed Creed's like, well, she's a babe, but that's it. Neither of them are babes. I do not agree with Breed Creed on that one.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think the bar is pretty low. I mean, I guess for Republican women, the bar's pretty low anyways. So.
I'm a bit of a sapiosexual, so, I like some intelligence with my women. Yeah, Ted Cruz is totally the Zodiac killer. Everybody knows that.
I mean, he admitted it almost.
I hope Breed Creed calls Ted Cruz a total babe.
That Canadian bastard.
So what do you, the Breonna Taylor case? We talked about that right before you called in. What's your thoughts?
I'm not going to lie. I haven't heard a lot about any of the recent developments. From law school, I think that warrantless. I mean, I think that no-knock warrants are complete bullshit.
So what's the possibility of them returning an indictment though on one of the cops? Man, I'm glad to be a part of the Tim Pool community, man.
I'm not going to lie, but I don't think that the chances are very high.
I don't either.
I think that, and from working in a prosecutor's office, I can tell you that taking a case to the grand jury while also not trying very hard for an indictment is just a way to show that you've done something. See, that's what I said.
Okay, so a prosecutor is in total control when they go in front of a grand jury. There is no defense attorney. There's no counter. It's all the prosecutor. Correct. Right.
So here's how it works. So when you go to the grand jury, the prosecutor is only presenting its evidence to a jury of 12 people and asking, based on this evidence, and the bar is only more likely than not. So it's the lowest bar possible for evidence.
Like a 51% chance it happened.
Yes, the 51% chance. That's not even preponderance of the evidence. That's not even, I mean, that's low. That's bare bones. So they're saying, based on our evidence that we have, is it more likely than not that a crime was committed and it was the person we have pointed to as being the perpetrator of the crime? Now, the prosecutor is the only one allowed to present evidence. The person accused can speak in their defense if they ask.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't think they were allowed in there.
They are. They're not allowed to have an attorney present when they do it. And before they are allowed to speak, every question asked of them truthfully, under oath, without a lawyer. So nobody wants to do that. I would never suggest a client to do that.
Okay, now one of our commenters said they don't think cops can legally commit crimes, and I'm going to tell you, I think they can, sir. I think they can.
There is a thing called qualified immunity.
But that's more about you can't bring a civil case against them, right?
Yeah. I would have to check and see if it extends to criminal, but basically, just if cops if they can prove that they had a good faith basis for thinking that what they were doing was the correct thing, that you really can't do anything to them.
Well, as I understand it, like a judge would have had to have ruled against the cops in a very specific instance in a previous case. Like that this very specific thing that you did is illegal. And if that doesn't exist, good luck bringing anything against a cop.
So basically at this point, what they're saying that the cop did is just he murdered a woman in her house.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many hurdles. I mean, I agree that obviously that he murdered her in her house, but there's so many legal hurdles to throw at the police.
They lied to obtain the warrant, and they were caught in that lie because they said the postal inspector said that they were delivering suspicious packages to that house. And this postal inspector said no, that didn't happen.
Okay, so then I hadn't heard that.
Oh,
so,
I'll send you the link to that. We went over that story. I've actually presented that on the show before. I'll send you the link to it after we're off.
Yeah. So if it turns out that the evidence and the police knew it, then the warrant is just invalid from the get-go, and any judge would rule that it was a complete Fourth Amendment violation to even go inside the house.
Absolutely.
So based on that, if they legit have evidence that the warrant was falsified, then there's absolute possibility that they'll indict the police officers.
Well, now, last question for you on this is the family settled their suit, I think it was last week. Now, do you think the city put anything in there that doesn't allow the family to maybe testify in a criminal case?
So one thing you're going to learn, so a settlement is a contract.
Yes.
At its basic, it's a contract. It's governed by contract law. Now, in contract law, you can contract away any of your rights. So it's possible that the family, part of their settlement agreement, agreed not to testify in the case. I'm not sure what much of their testimony would help, since it wouldn't really. I mean, they're not eyewitnesses. They weren't witnesses to the crime itself.
That's true, but
I don't really know.
Is there any detriment to the family settling in the criminal proceedings?
No, not unless they've agreed not to testify. I mean, they can still. I mean, their criminal and civil cases are usually completely separate. I mean, as if you look back at O.J. Simpson's trial, he was acquitted for murder, but then he lost a civil trial that found him liable for the death. It doesn't seem like it makes much sense, but
well, it's a lower standard when you're in civil court.
Right, it's preponderance of the evidence and not beyond a reasonable doubt.
And also, judges tend to admit more than like in a capital murder case, right? Because there was a lot of evidence in the O.J. case that I don't think was admitted in the criminal case that got admitted in the civil case.
Right, because you have like the rules of evidence for some stuff. It's you have to weigh the probative value versus the prejudicial value, or the prejudice in general. So a lot of evidence wouldn't be admitted if it's possibly too prejudicial, because the way the rules of evidence are written, it's kind of like they try not to admit evidence that's going to cause the jury to make a ruling based on emotion. So a lot of stuff, if OJ had beat her before or anything like that, a lot of that wouldn't be admitted.
But was admitted in the civil case, and that was one of the...
But could have been admitted in the civil case,
Yep. And totally was,
because it would have been... Because it would have been less prejudicial, because, like, for example, you say this guy committed murder before, and now he's on trial for murder again. If we admit evidence of his previous murder, the jury say he did it before, so he did it this time too. So they say, well, he beat his wife before, so he probably killed her now. That would be a verdict completely based on emotion and not on evidence.
Okay.
So they tend to not admit stuff like that in a criminal case.
That makes perfect sense. Kyle, thank you so much for calling in, man. I'm going to check back in with you next time we have a breaking legal story.
All right, man.
All right, have a great night. Always appreciate our legal expert calling in. When a cop does it, it's self-defense. Yeah, that's like the whole when the president does it, it's not illegal kind of bullshit, isn't it? See, that's what we're talking about when we want change. We don't want the cops to be recognized as self-defense just because they decided to fucking murder somebody. Want to reform the fucking system. Alright, we were getting into the Supreme Court bullshit. Old Lindsey Graham. He is neck and neck with his challenger in South Carolina. And let's fucking hope he loses. I don't know if I can take any more of this fucking queen. So here is Lindsey Graham. This is in 2016. I would assume this is the this would have been a judiciary hearing on Merrick Garland. I mean, they didn't even give Merrick Garland a hearing. So I'm not exactly sure when he made these companies. He's in the Senate, and they're talking about the Supreme Court justice nomination. But this is Lindsey Graham in 2016. After Barack Obama had nominated Merrick Garland to the Supreme Court, and Mitch McConnell would not even allow him a vote on the floor.
The last year of a lame duck president, and if Ted Cruz or Donald Trump get to be president, they've all asked us not to confirm or take up a selection by President Obama. So if a vacancy occurs in their last year of their first term, guess what? You will use their words against them. I want you to use my words against me. If there's a Republican president in 2016 and a vacancy occurs in the last year of the first...
I want you to use my words against me.
First term, you can say, Lindsey Graham said, let's let the next president, whoever it might be, make that nomination, and you could use my words against me, and you'd be absolutely right. We're setting a precedent here today, Republicans are, that in the last year, at least of a lame duck 8-year term, I would say it's going to be a 4-year term, that you're not going to fill a vacancy of the Supreme Court based on what we're doing here today. That's going to be the new rule. When y'all change the rules about appellate judges and district court judges.
Yeah, man, I'm totally with you. Like, Trump is 100% within the limits of the Constitution. The Senate, they're doing their job. That's why I'm like, you need to just go ahead and suck it up. And she's gonna be on the court. Probably. It's probably gonna be Barrett. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But yeah, totally. Now, the person who was in the wrong was Mitch McConnell. Trump's not in the wrong for nominating somebody. The Senate's not in the wrong for taking it up. Mitch McConnell was in the wrong for blocking Merrick Garland in 2016. So that's why it's 100, like, it's politics now. It's just like you broke decorum, you broke the rules, you broke your own rules you set. So now I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about Republicans' feelings. And over the next 10 years, my friend Kyle, like, do you know how many friends I have that are lawyers? We're going to be taking over. Like, I am 36 years old. We are going to be taking over. Over the next 10 years, millennials become the people that are going to be running your fucking government. In my entire lifetime, I've seen nothing but Republicans break all their rules, break their words, be nothing but complete and total hypocrites. So I am not going to have any qualms about doing whatever it takes to stack the deck in our favor. I think we need to make all the territory states, DC, Guam, Puerto Rico, all of them. There's like fucking 7. 2 more senators from each one of them. Bam, 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 bam. Abolish the Electoral College. Pack the fucking courts. Who's chubby? Lindsey Graham? Those little chubby cheeks, don't you want to just squeeze them? With that South Carolina accent? Isn't he just such a sweet man? I hope he loses. God, I hope he loses. Hold on. I can't remember the name of his challenger. Harrison, I think it is. Graham versus... It just says Graham versus Democrat. It doesn't even have his fucking name. What? When the fuck was this? See, Lindsey Graham in dead heat with South Carolina Senate challenger. Why are they not using his name? Jamie Harrison. It took that long for me to find this guy's fucking name in the story. That's one of the things that sucks about media coverage. Is it's a story about how this guy is fucking neck and neck with Lindsey Graham, but it's not framed in a way where it's about him. Harrison, Jamie Harrison. So they are neck and neck in South Carolina. Neck and neck in South Carolina. I'm going to say that again. Neck and neck in South Carolina. The fact that that race is neck and neck in South Carolina is horrible news for Donald Trump. If the Senate race is that close. And that's why you're seeing all the dirty tactics that they're trying to pull out. But you should totally type Jamie Harrison into your Google machine and you should give him a $5 donation. No, thank you. Hold on. I'm going to do it. Oh, none of my info is saved in this brain forever. McSally in North Carolina or in Arizona. Martha McSally and John Kelly. Fuck. Give me the polls. I think, yeah, Kelly is up 6 points. Kelly up 8. Kelly up 4. Cinema won in Arizona in 2018. So I'm gonna guess. I'd call that for Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly, and this is a special election. And this also has Supreme Court implication, because if Mark Kelly wins, he's seated automatically. So if the vote happens after the election and Mark Kelly wins, which is looking incredibly likely, then he gets to vote on the nomination. So that means that it goes from 53 47 Republicans to go 52 48 Republicans. So the Democrats only need to peel off 2. And as Kyle said earlier, Mitt Romney is very likely to be the one to peel off. However, if the vote is held after the election, a Collins, a Murkowski are far less likely to not vote to confirm. I would say after the election, a Collins and a Murkowski both will vote for a Trump nominee. So it's almost not a Kelly is deep state. I believe you're a little wackadoodle, dude. Fucking NASA Nazis. I know all about the space Nazis, man. I live in the space Nazi capital. One of my friends wrote a song called Space Nazi. You should check it out. The Abusements on YouTube. Space Nazi. It's an incredibly good video. Go check that one out. You're going to love it. I promise you. Do you know what is flat? Flat bread. I love me some fucking pita bread. But Mark Kelly is almost certainly going to win. That's got implications for the Supreme Court. Fucking Lindsey Graham. While we're on the topic of Lindsey Graham, I wanted to point out I got some footage from Lindsey Graham just because it's fun to watch the little bitch boy have a fit. This is some Lindsey Graham footage from the Brett Kavanaugh hearings.
FBI investigation, you could have come to us. What you want to do is destroy this guy's life, hold this seat open, and hope you win in 2020. You've said that. Not,
hey, Lindsey, you motherfuckers held a seat open in 2016, hoping you would win. You did that. You did that.
Me. You've got nothing to apologize for.
When fuck he didn't.
See Sotomayor and Kagan, tell them that Lindsey said hello, because I voted for them. I would never do to them.
Well, they were impeccable. How could you not vote for them, stupid ass Lindsey?
What you've done to this guy. This is the most unethical sham since I've been in politics. And if you really want...
Now, Lindsey fucking Graham. Yes, I know all about Warner Von Braun. I am steps away from a fucking monument to Warner Von Braun, dude. I know all about it. Fucking shadow government. Dude, yes, there's a shadow government, but it's not fucking Warner Von Braun and the Nazis. It's fucking multinational corporations, man. Fuck. It's not that fucking hard. Conspiracy theorists trip me out because you guys search so hard for these fantastical conspiracies when they're fucking... Dude, we've got conspiracies all over the place. Why don't you fucking, like, join up with me here and we'll take down the multinational corporations that actually do run everything. Not shadow Nazi governments. But that sounds good, man. It makes a good Wolfenstein game, right?
wanted to know the truth, you sure as hell wouldn't have done what you've done to this guy. Are you a gang rapist?
No.
I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through.
Adrenochrome!
Boy, y'all want power.
Adrenochrome! A motherfucker came up on a stream talking about adrenochrome. Dude, am I gonna have... I've got a friend that specializes in conspiracy theories. Am I gonna have to get producer Dave over here to fucking tell us all about adrenochrome? Oh shit, he's got a show called he totally is a gang rapist, isn't he? And look at that face Lindsey Graham is making. He is totally thinking about how he wishes he was getting gang raped by all the men in that chamber right there. Motherfucker, look at him. I wish I was getting gang raped right now. He wishes Brett Kavanaugh was leading a gang to anally rape him. That's goddamn Lindsey Graham's fucking fantasy. And I hope he loses his fucking election so he'll finally come out of the closet and quit being a repressed gay man. God, I hope so hard for you, Lindsey. Please lose so you can finally come out of the closet and be the man that we know you are. Love is love, brother. Baby, you were born this way. I'm not kink shaming him. I'm kinky as fuck. I'd probably participate in the gangbang. I don't know about Lindsey Graham. Other male gangbangs I'd participate in though. I'm not kink shaming him. I hope he comes out so that he can fucking live a life of peace and not be the repressed, angry little fucking midget that he is. Fuck. I know he's pretty tall. I almost called him something else. I couldn't come up with another word. People have gotten on to me for me using that word. So I'm gonna quit using it. I almost called him something else. No. He's not midget, he's actually very tall. I think he's taller than me. Tell me not to kink shame somebody. Let's see how tall Lindsey Graham is. 5 feet 7 inches. Maybe he is kind of short. I'm sorry. For some reason, I was thinking he was a tall man. That's Strom Thurmond's seat. Oh my God, I hope the black man beats him. That's Strom Thurmond's seat. Oh man, just as soon as I get off the air, I'm giving Harrison $5. Fuck it, $10. Fuck it, 15. I was gonna do it real fast, show you guys the receipt. Fuck. I'm donating. I think you should too. Jamie Harrison, you should look it up. Jamie Harrison, South Carolina. Give to his Senate race. Give to Doug Jones in Alabama. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you're hinging your hopes of democracy on Joe Biden, you might as well pack it the fuck up. We're done. Take any effort, take any money you were planning on giving to Joe Biden and give it to Senate races. Give it to congressional races. Give it to your local races. Fuck Joe Biden. He don't need your help. He's losing all on his own. He don't need any help from you to lose. But God, I want Lindsey Graham out of the Senate so fucking bad. Y'all want? Have we gotten to that part? Have we got the y'all want power?
Oh God, I hope you never get it.
Oh yeah, that's
I hope
it.
the American. I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through. Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it. I hope the American people can see through this sham. That you knew about it and you held it. You had no intention of protecting Dr. Ford. None. She's as much of a victim as you are. God, I hate to say it because these have been my friends. But let me tell you, when it comes to this.
How
You're
is
looking
Dr.
for a
Ford
fair
a victim?
process?
Is that Woody
You came to
Harrelson
the
right
wrong
there?
town
No,
at the
no, I
wrong
was
time,
wrong.
my
Now that
friend.
I got a better look.
Do you
I'm
consider
in a
this
small
a job
monitor over
interview?
here. It's a lot bigger
The
over
advice
here.
and consent
No.
role is like a job.
You consider that you've been through a job interview.
I've been through a process of advice and consent under the Constitution.
I've
you
been
say
through
you've been
worse
through
job
hell?
interviews, Lindsey fucking Graham.
I've been through hell and then some.
This is not a job interview. This is
Fuck that motherfucker. Who's Jim Watkins? Should I know him? But earlier I made the comments about how I knew who Donald Trump's pick was going to be. Amy Coney Barrett. Why do I know that? Because Trump has said he was saving her for Ginsburg. They specifically wanted her to replace Ginsburg. I'll know him soon. Well, it says he's a businessman, so automatically I know he's a dumb fuck. Any businessman is a piece of shit in my mind. He can go fuck himself. Do you know what businessmen need to do? They need to go fucking hang themselves, or otherwise we're going to put them in the guillotine. American anchor and journalist from New Haven, Connecticut? What? Oh, there's two different Jim Watkins. Which one? You talking about this news anchor who looks like a little chode? Chan owner Jim Watkins. Isn't he a pedophile? Is that who you're talking about? Jim Watkins. Ah, shit. Ah, fuck. Why didn't you just say the pedophile that runs 8chan? Why the fuck? Why the fuck didn't you just say the pedophile that runs 8chan? I would have known exactly who you were talking about. You see, you say Jim Watkins, I don't fucking know. I'm thinking of some anchor up in Connecticut. The fucking pedophile owner of 8chan is who you're... Probably also Q, yeah. A dumb fuck who has been, like, playing right-wingers for the morons that they are. Absolute fucking idiot. Why are you even bringing him up? If you want to argue with me, call in 917-830-4359. I've got serious shit to talk about, not some fucking pedophile that runs a stupid ass website. Fucking neo-Nazi website. God damn. God, I still got a lot of shit that I wanted to get to, and it's almost over. Let's do... Jason, are you still here? Do you want to see somebody... Do you want to see AOC dunk on somebody, or do you want to see a cop get busted in a prostitution sting? Soon to be our glorious leader. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time dumbass right-wingers elected a pedophile. It keeps fucking happening. You want to do the cop story, eh? Alright. I figured you would. AOC was pretty fun, though. So, apparently here in Seattle, this dumbass cop is going through a divorce. That was his excuse when he got busted in a sting. Here's a picture of this motherfucker. I think we got video. I think we got video of the sting. This is going to be so fun. Yes, we do. Buckle up. So this guy right here is being arrested. He's a police captain. I saw that story, but I think that's more of just the story about Trump saying he was going to issue an executive order. I think at this point in time, I think he's just saying batshit crazy stuff to get applause from crowd, because he's back to doing live rallies now, and he said that at a rally. I'm sorry, right-wingers are fucking morons, and they'll cheer when Trump says that he'll issue an executive order to prevent Joe Biden from being president, because they're absolute fucking morons. And you can get the shirt at the freaking shop, or a cool fucking Troll Patrol shirt like this. The link down there, it's real. Shirts. Go buy one. But I think that's just, he's just saying batshit crazy stuff because, you know, he's at these rallies and he needs to get the applause lines, and, you know, fucking a lot of the critiques of Joe Biden just aren't doing it. You know, it's not as snazzy as lock her up and build the wall and shit. Buy the shirt. That's exactly fucking right. All right, back to this cop getting busted here. Captain Randall Woolery.
May I talk to the sergeant?
May I talk to the sergeant? I want to get some preferential treatment.
I know. I'm going through a divorce.
Okay, brother. Well, we'll try to make this as painful as possible. Painless as possible.
We'll try to make this as painless as possible. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't get that. You get arrested by the cops. They don't tell you they're going to make it as painless as possible. Absolutely not. They do everything they can to fuck with you. They throw as many charges as they can at you because they want you to plead out. Painless as possible. By the way, this motherfucker did not... He was in the jail, apparently, but was not taken to a jail cell.
I thought I recognized her. I pulled over. I wasn't sure. I just wanted to see what would happen. Can we go around the corner for a second?
Yeah.
Can we go around the corner? And at this point in time, he turns off his body camera because of course he fucking does. Because cops are crooked as shit. And they got this thing called the Blue Code where they look out for each other. They don't look out for citizens. They don't protect and serve like they fucking say they do. They get preferential treatment. Now, this happened back in November. The footage was just released. He agreed to pay $40 for sex, which is insane. Like, what the fuck kind of... He's in Seattle, man. And a hooker's not going to cost $40. These cops, what kind of rates? They're just baiting people at $40. I mean, come on. Who is going to turn down fucking sex for $40? I wouldn't. I don't even have to see what they look like. Man, woman, $40, that's a great deal. Come on, let's do it. Who cares? They're getting ready to burn one down in Louisville. Now, I'm going to let you guys know I'm going to come on live just the moment anything breaks with the Breonna Taylor case. It's probably not going to happen tonight. It's going to be sometime. I'm betting it's going to be an evening time. It's going to be around a 3 or 4 or 5. That's when those kind of things kind of happen. Probably going to be tomorrow or Wednesday. Nobody really knows for sure. We know that the Louisville Metro has issued a state of emergency. They've called in all their cops. They boarded up the Justice Square. So I'm going to be live on the air whenever that happens. I'm going to bust in live coverage. Hopefully we're going to be celebrating. Cosgrove and Hart. I don't even remember their names. I'm not even going to try. I'll have the story in front of me tomorrow, though. All right, guys, that'll do it for tonight. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. Don't forget to check out the Freakin' News. 8 a.m. Eastern.